Nevreans, one of Tal's most beautiful creatures. This race of avians belong to the eldest group of species. They have a similar appearance to feathered dinosaurs with a distinct case of sexual dimorphism. Nevreans are one of the three sentient and sapient Eltis, who are regarded as humans collectively, or the human existence on planet Tal. When compared to both circles and agoutineurs, Nevreans have very distinct and unparalleled differences between males and females. Both genders share smaller and slender physiques than the other two races. Because of their sexual dimorphism, both male and female Nevreans could be considered their own species. The gender differences between the two can often be hard to understand. Because of this, there is often a misunderstanding between the species as a whole. A common example of the confusion would be Nevreans have reversed gender roles compared to Earth's humans. This is not the correct way of understanding Nevreans, even though it may appear this way at first glance, when in reality, Nevreans have extreme contrast and unparalleled gender roles. Nevreans are oviparous, making them an egg-laying species. Because of this, Nevreans do not have a navel or breasts. If you have seen Nevreans with these features, they are considered old artwork or fan creations. Nevreans are the only species who are born from eggs. There are several highly notable differences in the cultures of native Nevreans and urban Nevreans, due to many historical and cultural reasons. Native being their homeland and urban being citizens of Goldring. Native Nevreans are very exclusive and unfriendly against the other races in their culture, while urban Nevreans, who mainly live in Goldring, are comparatively friendly towards the other races. Compared to life on Earth, a Nevrean's appearance has been described as bird-like. They display many similar features to that of feathered dinosaurs, having teeth and a crowned head with visibly stout horns swept backwards. The gender differences in Nevreans are sometimes expressed as being gender-reversed. However, this explanation is an inaccurate understanding of Nevrean gender. A part of their gender roles may still be considered something similar to a reverse gender in a sense, but a correct way of understanding their predisposition and nature and their gender could fall under gender-neutral or non-binary when compared to Earth's stereotypes. Nevreans have many stark differences, but they do have common unisex features. They are quite skillful with their hands, and are both generally smaller and slender compared to the other Eltis races. Both genders love music, although there is a gender divide. Male Nevreans generally play the role as a musician, while females are listening and being an audience. Nevreans have a clear difference in behavior and social activity between males and females. In their traditional lifestyle and culture, males are artistically creative. They may be actors or performers in a traditional opera. In contrast, females engage in pragmatic works, such as food procurement, housing maintenance, and technical cooperations to maintain life. Native Nevreans have been very exclusive and isolated in their homeland of Nevria, located in the far west of planet Tal. They are in a state similar to a closed country. The native Nevreans who live in these lands have maintained their own culture with their own race for a long period of time. The region of Vetla has been the only exception to this. Vetla is the only region that has been actively exchanging culture with Goldring. Even though a cultural exchange has been established, most native Nevreans still have no grasp on the other foreign countries and races on Tal. Around the year 33 in the Rain Calendar, during the events of the World War, Nevreans who had lived in the Vetla region took refuge at Goldring. These immigrants would become the urban Nevreans who still live within the city. From the time Nevreans first immigrated to Goldring, they would be subject to a harsh and difficult life, filled with racial discrimination from the other races, until the year 70 in the Rain Calendar. These Nevreans would lawfully get their human rights in the year 70, finally joining the ranks of both circles and agoutineurs. While there is individual variation among Nevreans, there are steadfast gender basics between males and females. The gender differences show completely opposite and contrasting features both physically and behaviorally. The two genders make a balanced social system, while complementing each other like yin and yang. A person who has features comparable to both genders would be treated as androgynous to the other members of the Nevrean race. Nevreans have a very unique romance culture. The term clean yaoi is used when referring to the important and traditional culture of native Nevreans. Because of this, Nevreans generally do not have antipathy or aversion to gay romance. Irregular individuals, unlike regular Nevreans, generally pass through a difficult life, as these irregularities are comparable to that of a physical disorder towards the general gender basics of the Nevrean race. If these individuals live within the native lands of Nevria and follow their traditional lifestyle, they may not pass through as many difficulties because regular Nevreans would support them and give them suitable roles and tasks. The roles and behavior in Nevrian sexual dimorphism are often described as being the opposite from humans on Earth, when grossly oversimplifying their gender roles. This description is not accurate, as the basic nature and structure in Nevrian genders are fundamentally different from humans and mammals on Earth, both psychologically and socially. As an example, when describing female Nevrians as masculine or manly, this makes a contradiction. Unlike most mammals on Earth, including humans, there is no rivalry between male Nevrians. Female Nevrians do not compete with, nor do they become competitive against each other. Female Nevrians play a protective role towards male Nevrians, attempting to guard and preserve their beauty, having platonic love and worship them as if they were a faith, rather than attempt to monopolize them sexually. As such, females have a strong faith in the trust of their mates and will have no issue with sharing their partners. With this spiritual background in their culture, Nevrians do not have the concept to consider sexual intercourse as entertainment. There is little physical affection shown by females towards their offspring, as they do not breastfeed. They place more social value on their male partners instead. The children learn to see their parents bond as a model to follow and forge their gender identity from observing this relationship. Loss of valued males can see a breakdown in the social order of remaining females. Having lost a partner to put their faith in, they may turn to lawlessness after losing their place in society. Widowed females may conspire together as thieves, and kill and pillage travelers. They will have little trust for each other, united only by a common interest in their own survival. Their traditional lifestyle values the survival of males to avoid this sort of situation from happening. There are many characters who exist within the world of Vilous, both fan and official. Yoon Yagili is one of the more well-known female Nevrians. She has been a long staple and example of female Nevrians. Priley, an urban male Nevrian merchant and Vilous team member, is one of the many examples of the species' beauty and has helped show the world Nevrians live in, along with their culture. Females have a raptor-like body, a stern look, taciturn and serious nature. Their personality shows a strong, static and passive behavior. They are rather nervous, and their personality is quite mature in nature. They are very severe and true to their role, therefore carry on with life without freedom of choice. Generally, it is considered taboo if they depart from their basic role. Female Nevrians have an instinctive, secretive nature. They do not share a lot about themselves, even things they are passionate about, such as hobbies. Due to this nature, it is very easy for females to appear weird, spooky, and doubtful to the other races. Moreover, their serious, severe personality adds more negative vibes. Many of the other races have antipathy for female Nevrians. This has caused the large-scale racial discrimination in Nevrians and Goldring after the World War. Female Nevrians are symbolized as shadows, the land, or yin. It means they generally stick to the audience side in most forms of entertainment. They do not carry out initiatives and creative activities. Urban Nevrians, however, depart from such nature ever since the Sabi Nawa was founded. Females are also awkward at singing and fast-talking due to the structure of their throat. Female Nevrians have a special relationship with male Nevrians. They serve to protect males while receiving their spiritual healing. Females enjoy entertainment such as songs and operas that are performed by males. Entertainment from males serves as a form of simulation of entertainment, because they experience vicariously instead of enjoying it firsthand. In a sense, they experience a type of psychological projection onto males, who are treated as avatars for females. Irregular females may have their large talents not develop in rare cases. Fragile females may be supported by other females in the native lands. Native Nevrian culture expects females to employ taciturn and reticent behavior. Due to this, a female that speaks to anyone without having something important to say is considered rude. In contrast, urban females may be talkative like males because these traditional gender differences have been eroded by life in the city. Females who belong to the Sabi Nawa, or the Ring of the Rust, which is the progressive group of all Nevrians of the new generation who are building the new future for Nevrian culture, carry out and initiate creative activities and dye their feathers in vivid colors. Females in Outring, which is the organization of bandits, are representative examples of corrupted females. It is one of the worst situations to be associated with this group of females, with those in society who do their best to avoid falling into their company. Males have a fragile body, with adorable bird-like looks and a talkative hedonistic nature. Their basic personality is strong and dynamic as they talk to anyone positively. They always enjoy the idealist life while holding on to optimistic ways of thinking and behavior. Males can be careless due to these things, a factor that gives them a childish nature. Males do not mind their role in life, therefore carry on life with wide freedom. Male Nevrians can be delighted when they find things that are interesting and amusing. Nevrian males are very much public creatures and enjoy sharing their experiences. The other races can get a blindly good impression from them. Moreover, Their beautiful and adorable appearance can give overall good vibes. Unlike females, they were treated well after they soon came to Gold Ring. Male Nevreans are symbolized by the light, the sky, or yang. It means they are suitable for being creators such as artists and musicians, or any form of entertainer. They positively carry out initiatives and creative activities. In their native land of Nevria, any entertainment such as songs, music, and operas depend on them. In Gold Ring, male Nevreans brought big influences that led to a major shift in the everyday entertainment in the entire city. Male Nevreans are protected by females who function as a defensive wall for them, due to their careless behavior and lack of physical strength. They live their lives the way they want to live them. This behavior naturally makes male Nevreans spiritual healers to females. Males always play the role of the inhibitor to a female's brutality. Irregular males who show muted or dull color schemes like that of females are regarded as inferior or ugly. In the native culture, they are evaluated if they are good at singing, with their appearance being treated as a form of individuality. In the city of Gold Ring, even if such males have a beautiful singing voice, urban Nevreans only evaluate on appearance. Because of the Sabi Nawa, or the Ring of the Rust, males can work in progressive activities. Nevreans who have no abnormalities with their health have wings that continue to grow throughout their life. Some urban Nevrean males will cut their wings for specific jobs that do not rely upon the need of their flying abilities. Flying is a unique ability of Nevreans, specifically males who can glide for extended periods of time, or in some cases, they can even take flight. Nevreans feature a small breastbone, the keel, in the center of their chest, similar to Sergals. Compared to the other Eltis races, their bodies are shorter and thinner. They have long, thin whip-like tails with ornamental feathers on the tip of their tail. Aged Nevreans show some white feathers sparsely. Some may even have chipped wounds on their beaks and horns. If Nevreans grow fat, their chest will expand, giving them the appearance of a pigeon's chest. Their beaks take up the center of their faces. The ends of their mouth have freedom of movement, while their upper beaks move around their eyes. The front of their scalp is smoothly contoured with small swept-back horns. Both genders have small horns above their eyes. Their eyes face forward, while also being comparatively big. Both genders have a voice that echoes. Their natural tone oscillates between tenor and soprano. Basically, males are higher-pitched when speaking or singing, and females are lower-pitched. Both genders are excessively noisy when they quarrel. Females are generally quiet and taciturn due to their traditional nature. Nevreans lack physical strength compared to the other Eltis races, but they possess remarkable intelligence and manual dexterity. They are skilled in precision engineering, but lack the physical endurance needed for labor-intensive mass production jobs. Both genders have an equal role in child rearing. However, the tougher and more serious females take this most serious, while males can choose their own time to play with their children. Native Nevreans feed their young through regurgitation, much like Earth's own avian life, while urban Nevreans generally make use of commercial food preparations, though they may still feed their young through regurgitation if they cannot afford commercialized foods. As a fun fact, the name Nevrean is actually an anagram for raven. Nevreans are generally a carnivorous species, but they will eat various seeds, fruits, nuts, and berries depending on what they are able to harvest. Beans are also a staple food. Females in particular will seek and consume small game animals such as Talixian mice, birds, or other insects. On occasion, they may hunt and kill larger game up to the size of a deer. Males tend to prefer more tender fare like fruits and worms, but their diet is overall similar to females. While Nevreans have a clear gender difference, all Nevrean children have no gender difference until they reach the age of adulthood. Male children have a muted gray plumage, and female children have long wings that they can use to fly. Before puberty, Nevrean children are born with a gray and fluffy coat regardless of their gender, a common feature shared by all members of the Eltis race. Unlike other Eltis children, they still keep gray plumage even after they pass 2 years of age. They will not begin to show their true colors until puberty. A female's talons are of a slightly different shape, though this cannot be easily determined before their other gender characteristics begin to show during puberty. In rare cases, this change will not occur at all. No difference in genders is apparent either physically or in personality prior to puberty. This is reached at around 11 or 12 years of age. Nevrean children of both genders may engage in a play or pretend flight. As a note, whether these times are in Earth years or Talixian years has not been decided yet. The difference between time on Earth and time on Tal has also not been decided yet. During puberty, their sexual dimorphism begins to become more obvious. Females will continue to gain bone, talons, beak, and muscle mass, become increasingly heavy, and their flight feathers will eventually fall off naturally, to never regrow as the purpose for flight no longer becomes a usable option. Every native female will cut off their last flight feathers as a coming of age rite. The rite will have been finished by making an arrow with those feathers. Adult female vocal cord structure will change, becoming unable to make fine sounds. Due to their childhood experience, they can still identify various sounds and words and understand those deeply. Males have a few differences in their physical structure, but they change and regrow their entire plumage to that of feathers all at once. Males will undergo a loss of bone density and their body will become relatively more lightweight and fragile as they approach adulthood. Because of the differences in male and female growth, females will require a diet of higher fats and proteins, while males will develop fine on their usual diet of fruit and tender animal foods. Native Nevreans will learn rules for each gender along with strict informed gender roles based on their traditional culture. Urban Nevreans, such as those found in Goldring, will have a less traditional upbringing due to their cultural interaction with Sergals and Agudners. There exists a small number of Nevreans in the Shigu territory, but they are generally only workers and merchants captured while traveling in the eastern lands. Nevreans would never visit the Shigu territory voluntarily, due to both distance and language. Only a few native Nevreans, mainly males, have been captured from the western Nevrean lands. Most workers in the Shigu clan are captured members of the other Eltis races, with combatants being entirely Sergals. Had captured Nevreans been used in combat, General Rain's invasion and conquest of Goldring may have been more successful. Nevreans are only one of the greater whole that is the Eltis race. Tal has many of its own unique forms of life, but the story of this world has been driven by those whose origins lie among the stars.
Hey you, looking for some genuine Sergal merchandise? If the answer is yes, then let me introduce you to Bold Kabold, the only place to find official Vilous clothing and accessories. They have dockies, shirts, keychains, and more. Don't like Sergals? In that case, they have other great products, such as their tabletop role-playing game-inspired line of clothing and pins. If that's still not your thing, they have artwork, mousepads, and playmats courtesy of Zephyra, our Bold Kabold partner. Check out the link in the description and show your Sergal pride.